the days before the event, he was getting death threats that he felt like was coming from Jay-Z. Like Jay-Z was trying to basically, it may sound outrageous, but he felt like Jay-Z wanted to get him killed for whatever reason.
When Jay and I was in there doing basketball wars, you can't tell me Jay didn't see a 14-year-old girl come in the studio and sit on R. Kelly's lap.
Prison officials want R. Kelly dead. You heard me. The government, they say, has put a target on the singer in prison.
Is that Mr. Kelly was about to expose some facts that would be extremely inflammatory and damaging.
R. Kelly just got rushed to the hospital in what his legal team is calling an attempted poisoning. And they're pointing fingers straight at Jay-Z and Roc Nation.
Kelly was giving an additional dose of medication by prison staff. And they're alleging that because of that additional medication that he was instructed to take and that he actually took, he suffered a overdose.
Kelly's lawyer says the man paid to kill him confessed, claiming he was sent in by someone afraid Kelly was about to spill secrets that could destroy powerful names. Right at the top, Jay-Z, his former friend turned alleged enemy.
If it could have been some Illuminati sacrifice type shit, I don't know. He don't know. You know what I mean? But that's how he felt.
But this ain't the first time someone's accused Jay of wanting Kelly gone. Remember Ronnie Bo, Kelly's old cellmate? He said Kelly told him straight up that Jay tried to sacrifice him.
Welcome to the best of the world. I'm pulling with the big boy truck, nigga, big boy truck. We be the only big boys that the big boy boss. Go get him, Kel.
Jay and Kelly were tight back in the day, but while Jay claimed he didn't know what Kelly was doing behind the scenes, insiders are saying Jay was wrapped up in the same twisted behavior. And things just got even messier because Nas recently came forward and hinted Jay-Z played a role in some of Kelly's darkest crimes.
Sent into the album about women with him, I'm definitely maybe indulging. He had to be indulging some 14-year-olds, man. That's what I'm saying. What I'm here for the people, man. I'm here to talk the truth.
Now the timing's too suspicious to ignore. Kelly hinted he was ready to talk. Then, boom, he's in the hospital after taking meds given by prison staff. What exactly does Kelly know? Why does Roc Nation keep popping up in dirty cover-up claims? And could this be why Jay-Z looks like he's scrambling behind the scenes?
Jay-Z should have kept his motherfucking clothes. Because everybody in the industry, they not going to tell you. But everybody know in the industry that Jay-Z was talking to young girls.
Breaking updates just dropped. Kelly's lawyer confirmed he was hospitalized after being handed medication by prison staff that triggered a dangerous reaction. Kelly had already been begging for medical help, saying he was suffering serious symptoms. His legal team says he was ignored on purpose.
They say that Kelly woke up allegedly on June 13th and he felt faint. He was dizzy. He started to see black spots. He got up and he fell. He crawled to the door of the cell and he lost consciousness then. At that point, he was placed on a gurney. He was taken by ambulance to a nearby hospital because they tried to take him to the hospital inside of or associated with the facility that he's in, but they couldn't help him, so they took him to an outside hospital. Now, they say in addition to this incident, this overdose, right, they're also pointing to the fact that R. Kelly allegedly has been asking for months to get some medical attention to a swollen leg. R. Kelly's legal team says that once he was taken to the hospital for this overdose situation, R. Kelly brought up the swollen leg, and they allege that doctors there then took a look at the swollen leg and they found blood clots in R. Kelly's right leg, allegedly, in his left leg, and his lungs, allegedly. But his legal team alleges that once the prison was contacted, R. Kelly was then removed against his will by guards and was not allowed to be.
According to legal filings obtained by USA Today, Kelly was thrown into solitary and then dosed with way more medication than usual for anxiety and sleep. An overdose that landed him in a hospital on June 13th. Even worse, doctors at Duke University Hospital told them not to move Kelly, but prison officials yanked him out anyway. His team now believes this was a setup. And just 2 days earlier, on June 11th, Kelly's lawyer dropped the bomb. Federal officers have solicited the murder of R. Kelly because he intends to expose the corruption underlying his federal prosecutions. Yeah, this is way bigger than just a health scare. What Kelly's sitting on might explain why powerful people are willing to risk everything to silence him. We filed our motion to make sure they fail. That's what R. Kelly's lawyer, Bo Brinley, told the press, and then things got explosive. He told News Nation they now have a sworn statement from an inmate named Michael Stein, who claims he was offered early release in exchange for killing R. Kelly.
In terms of proof, the most powerful piece of proof I can provide is the sworn statement of the man who says that he was solicited to kill R. Kelly. Michael Glenn Stein has provided us with a full declaration signed, and he's given his willingness to sit down for a polygraph examination administered by either side to testify in court. He has given us the details of who solicited him and when. And I think that's the key here. These are not R. Kelly's allegations. These are the allegations being made by Michael Glenn Stein, who's the person who says that he was solicited to kill Robert and sent to Butner to do it.
When asked why anyone would want Kelly dead, Brinley didn't hold back. He said Kelly knows way too much and was ready to blow the lid off names tied to the government and industry power players.
Mr. Stein, in his declaration, has set forth the reason that was given. The reason is that Mr. Kelly was about to expose some facts that would be extremely inflammatory and damaging to the Bureau of Prisons and the Department of Justice.
Now here's where Jay-Z's name jumps in. According to Kelly's legal team, the same inmate who gave that sworn statement said this wasn't the first time someone tried to take Kelly out. And that matches exactly what Kelly's former cellmate Ronnie Bo said years ago, that Jay-Z was behind earlier attempts on Kelly's life.
He told us in extraordinary detail that this is not the first instance, that this happens all the time.
Ronnie claimed Kelly told him straight that Jay was trying to murder him. The beef reportedly started back during their Best of Both Worlds tour. Ronnie said Kelly believed Jay was feeling insecure about how much attention Kelly was getting and that Jay wanted him gone.
He just said how much conflict they was experiencing with each other, like even during the process of putting the album together, but especially on tour, you know, like they kept having petty disagreements. And he felt like, you know, Jay-Z, you know, kept saying things along the lines that, like, man, you not bigger than me. Like you act like you bigger than me. And he felt like Jay-Z was kind of insecure because R. Kelly at the time was technically bigger than him. Yeah.
But here's where it goes wild. Ronnie said Kelly wasn't just feeling tension. He was getting death threats while still on tour with Jay. He started telling people he felt like Jay-Z was trying to sacrifice him. No cap.
He felt like, you know, on one of the shows, one of the events when they was in Madison Square Garden, prior to that event, he said like days before the event, he was getting death threats that he felt like was coming from Jay-Z. Like Jay-Z was trying to basically, it may sound outrageous, but he felt like Jay-Z wanted to get him killed for whatever reason. I don't know if it could have been some Illuminati sacrifice type shit. I don't know. He don't know. You know what I mean? But that's how he felt.
Oh, and Ronnie was supposed to go on The Breakfast Club to talk about all of this, but according to him, Jay-Z got the whole interview blocked.
Jay a pretty powerful dude in that industry. You know what I mean? And I'm experiencing that now because I was supposed to be setting up an interview with The Breakfast Club, and they said that iHeart wouldn't allow me to do it because of the publicity that's surrounding my name. And you know, it may sound far-fetched, but I know that Jay-Z has connections to where he could blacklist me.
And it gets deeper. Ronnie hinted at a possible reason why Jay-Z doesn't want Kelly talking. Jay's long rumored history with underage girls. Ronnie flat out said it. Everyone knew what R. Kelly was doing with young women like the late Aaliyah, but what people won't say is that Jay was moving the same way behind closed doors.
R. Kelly pointed out to me is that, like, he basically was saying, like, just look at how hard they coming down on me with all that go on in the industry, and look at how they never said nothing about how when Jay-Z was messing with Foxy Brown, she was 15. You know, everybody knew that, but nobody ever bashed him about it like they bashing me over Aaliyah. And he was basically saying he never even really messed with Aaliyah on the level that everybody think, you know, he messed with her on.
The dots are starting to connect, and if Kelly really does start naming names, Jay-Z's world might be the next to fall. But no one ever talks about how Jay-Z was messing with Aaliyah too, just like R. Kelly. And not just her. Folks in the industry have been whispering for years about Foxy Brown and other underage girls he allegedly had ties with.
He should have kept his mother mouth closed. Because everybody in the industry, they not going to tell you. They not going to get out and say nothing because we have this no snitching, no telling the truth, or don't say nothing type of culture. But everybody know in the industry that Jay-Z was talking to young girls. See, I know in 99 and early 2000, he was dealing with Beyonce. I didn't know Jay-Z was 30 years old though. And Beyonce was 17 and 18. See, Jack could have told it, but I saw it. Personally, I was there. At the clubs. At Eugene's. At the next games. Or Miss James somebody say, yeah, that's too old, Gene. Yeah, I'll beat him up. I talked to my daughter, he that old. She's 17, 18 years old. In his 30s. Oh, don't let me.
This ain't about making R. Kelly a saint. It's about keeping it real. Why did Jay-Z get a pass all these years when his past got just as many red flags? And this ain't some wild rumor floating around online. Industry vets been speaking up. Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, came out recently and said it straight. Everybody knew what Jay-Z was doing with young girls, but nobody had the guts to speak on it.
Don't giving me my style. That's not what I'm going to do. Yeah, I could have put up movies. I could have showed the R. Kelly video that everybody's talking about, made fun of it, and said, yo, Jay's hanging out. When Jay and them was in there doing Best of Both Worlds, you can't tell me Jay didn't see a 14-year-old girl come in the studio and sit on R. Kelly's lap. No. You can't tell me, you want to sit here and tell me that working on that album, that he ain't never seen a 14-year-old girl come in the vicinity?
Still, a few voices in the game didn't play scared. Nas was one of the first to blast Jay publicly. On Wendy Williams' radio show, Nas made it crystal clear. He said Jay knew what R. Kelly was doing and chose to look the other way.
My belief is that anybody who's worked with him and been in his cipher has seen it go down.
And I pray for him. But if I sit there and did an album about women with him, I'm definitely maybe indulging. He had to be indulging some 14-year-olds, man.
Wendy chimed in too, saying there's no way Jay didn't see anything shady while working so closely with Kelly. But Nas wasn't buying the I didn't know excuse. He pushed back hard, saying if Jay had enough time to drop a whole collab album with R. Kelly, then he was likely in on it too.
When you started selling drugs? I can't say. I don't like the way you're saying that. Let's say hustling. That sounds such a harsh way to put it.
But it is harsh.
I can't be a politician. I'm too real. I don't want to talk about it. That's the best thing.
Never?
No. Never.
Now let's get back to this murder plot, because this ain't about beef or music jealousy. R. Kelly's lawyer said flat out, Kelly has dirt, real dirt, on industry elites, government players, and even the Department of Justice. So how does Jay-Z fit into all that? Let's talk Desiree Perez, Jay-Z's right hand at Roc Nation. She's not just a music exec, she's a former federal informant. That's right. Court documents from New York Daily News confirm that Desiree got caught back in 1994 with 35 kilos of cocaine and conspiracy to move illegal product. She was part of a massive drug operation that stretched from New York to Florida and Puerto Rico. Now, Jay's crew was never just about music. They had street roots, deep ones. Desiree's husband, Juan O.G. Perez, has cartel connections too. He's been tight with Jay since the 90s. Together, they opened the 40/40 Club, and Jay later made him president of Roc Nation Sports. But their connection, it ran deep before Roc Nation was even a thought. So what were they into back then? You can figure that one out.
This is the one time that the paper did scare me, and I was like, there has to be some truth to it, is when I read about his affiliation with, informants, that he's in business for certain people. And it's tricky for me to say, but just based on where I'm from, I can't have nothing to do with that. And then just based on...
Do you believe that, though?
I don't know. It's paperwork.
Yeah.
So it's not to believe. You know what I'm saying? There's paperwork. So that part of it scares me, because I know Biggs is in jail. I know Herb Gotti's been harassed for years over shit he didn't do. I know they've been with me for years. So it just means I need to stay over here. You know what I'm saying? So I love Jay, but let's say I find out that any of that, I can't for him at all, because that's how I was raised. It ain't no disrespect. I don't know how anyone else was raised. That's it. It ain't nothing to talk about. And it's real serious for me because, you know, your friend, my man's in jail for 3 years over weed. You know, the feds is really on me. It's not like they not. And where I'm from, that's tolerated at all.
Now here's where it gets real twisted. What happened after Desiree got busted with all those kilos? According to Variety, she walked away with 5 years probation. Why? Because she flipped. She turned informant. That 2014 New York Daily News article didn't pull punches. It called Desiree Perez the Fed's star mole. According to court records, during a 1996 hearing, Assistant U.S. Attorney Lawrence Feld praised her for working closely with these agents and argued she should avoid jail time. And she did. That same article also called her a Manhattan nightclub manager with a wild criminal record and deep ties to Jay-Z. It laid out her history as a DEA cooperating witness, then fugitive, until she flipped, walked, and climbed all the way up to president of Roc Nation. That article vanished mysteriously, but the screenshots are still out there. The internet never forgets. And this ain't just gossip. Dame Dash, Jay's former business partner, went public when Jay appointed Desiree to run Roc Nation. On Sway in the Morning, Dame said people close to Jay like Kareem Biggs Burke had heavy legal issues. So bringing in a known federal informant was beyond suspicious. So now, let's connect the dots. R. Kelly's murder scare wasn't random. His lawyer claims someone inside prison tried to overdose him with medication and that Kelly was being targeted because he's sitting on explosive info about celebrities, the feds, even the Department of Justice. And right in the middle of this, Jay-Z, his ties to Desiree Perez, an admitted informant, make him a major piece of this puzzle. Why would someone like Jay, with everything to lose, put a federal snitch in charge of his empire unless she's his safety net? If what Kelly's camp says is true, this is a deep operation to silence someone before they can speak. Powerful names, government access, media silence, all working together to bury the truth and keep their skeletons locked tight. This could be the tip of something massive. And if R. Kelly survives long enough to spill what he knows, a lot of big names better start sweating. Please subscribe, share, and like. See you on the next one.